Today's case took place in 2016 in Brazil, when a man's obsession with model and presenter Ana Hickman became extreme and put her life at risk. This man, Rodrigo, devised a plan to track her down, then stay at the same hotel as her, with the intention of approaching her and committing a crime that luckily was prevented by one of her team members. This is the story of Ana Hickman. Ana Lucia Hickman Correa, better known as Ana Hickman, is a Brazilian model, businesswoman and presenter. She is considered to be one of the most beautiful women in Brazil. This elevated position kept her in the spotlight, and her brand name was widely recognized in the world of fashion. But Ana Hickman's life is not just about glamour. To this day, the model still carries a trauma that came with her increasing fame. With almost 20 million followers on Instagram alone, her beauty and charisma attracted the wrong gaze. Rodrigo Augusto de Padua, a 30-year-old man who lived with his parents in Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais. His platonic love for the presenter developed into an unhealthy obsession. Rodrigo researched Ana Hickman on the internet and watched all her television appearances. He believed that this most beautiful woman, whom he had ever seen in his entire life, was sending him messages through TV programs. Every time he turned on the television, he heard Ana Hickman call his name, look into his eyes and speak directly to him. Rodrigo felt that it was love at first sight, but Ana had never met him. Secretly, he began archiving hundreds of images of her. He pasted them into notebooks with vows to her of his undying love. One day, Rodrigo posted a photo of Ana Hickman on his Instagram account. It was his first public declaration of his interest in her. Soon after, there was a second post, then a third, fourth, and soon his profile only contained photos of the model. He did not only write about liking Ana, he described in detail the relationship he intended to have with her, saying how much he wanted her, even going so far as to talk about sex. Around the beginning of 2015, he tried to contact her directly. He sent a romantic text message, the type that would be typical of an admirer. Ana Hickman viewed it and thanked him, just as she had done with thousands of fans. But for Rodrigo, this was confirmation of his fantasy, that Ana now knew him and was in love with him too. Rodrigo soon began to believe that he was involved with her. He convinced himself that the two were having an affair and that Ana was reciprocating his romantic advances, just from a distance. He researched her movements, family, work, and even her son. Rodrigo began to send photos and texts to Ana on social media, but he included sexual innuendos, nude photos, profane swear words, and other obscenities. He also talked about the jealousy he felt towards Ana and her own husband, businessman Alexandra Correa, whom Ana had been married to for more than 15 years. Every time Ana posted an image of her and Alexandra, Rodrigo went online to say how much she had mistreated him, hurt him, how much he suffered to see that the woman to whom he had dedicated his heart was seeking happiness with another. Finally, Ana blocked his profile. Rodrigo took this as a betrayal and created other profiles to follow the presenter's steps. On May 17, 2015, one of her posts read, "May God have mercy on your soul, Ana." A year passed while Rodrigo waited patiently for an opportunity to confront Ana Hickman about this relationship which only existed in his imagination. Eventually that day arrived. Rodrigo discovered that Ana would be in Belo Horizonte in May 2016 for the launch of her clothing brand. Rodrigo lived in Juiz de Fora, 4 hours away, and he decided to go and meet her. He sold some personal effects online to pay for his travel expenses and to buy a .38 caliber revolver. He planned everything down to the smallest detail. He would book into her hotel and wait for the right moment to act. On the afternoon of May 21st, Ana Hickmann arrived at Caesar Business, a luxury hotel in the capital of Minas Gerais. She was traveling with several members of her team, including her agent and brother-in-law Gustavo Henrique Bello and his wife Giovana Oliveira, who was Ana's advisor at the time. The three booked into a double suite on the 10th floor. Rodrigo rented a room 3 floors above. After settling in, Ana asked Gustavo to go to the lobby to deliver some press materials to her assistant. Meanwhile, her hairdresser Julio was asked to come to her room. Seconds passed before Ana heard a knock at the door. She opened it and Gustavo entered. But Rodrigo was behind him, holding a gun to Gustavo's back. At first, Ana and Giovana thought they were being robbed, but they soon realized that it was something much worse. As soon as he closed the door, Rodrigo pointed the gun at Ana's head and began to vent his hatred. Part of the dialogue that took place inside was recorded by Julio, who had arrived at the scene just a few minutes after Gustavo had entered the room. In the audio, Rodrigo demands that the three sit with their backs to him. He said that he wanted to talk, but that he didn't want to look anyone in the face. Ana tried to apologize for something that she didn't even know that she had done. He said, "I'm a human being, you idiot. I have a heart. I've told you that 1,000,000 times." She replied, "I would never break your heart." And he responded, "You lying son of a bitch." The conversation is recorded for about 4 minutes until a shot is heard. Rodrigo had fired the gun. Luckily, the bullet only grazed Ana's face, but she briefly fainted and fell to Giovana's side. Immediately and without thinking, Gustavo jumped on top of Rodrigo and they fought. Gustavo held Rodrigo's wrist to prevent him from aiming the gun again. Ana and Giovana ran out of the room to get help. During the fight, Gustavo bit Rodrigo's arm and managed to knock him to the ground, climbing on top of his body and immobilizing his legs. But Rodrigo would not let go of the revolver and threatened to shoot again. Gathering all the strength he had, Gustavo turned Rodrigo's arm, forcing him to aim the gun at his own head. The trigger clicked 3 times. Rodrigo was hit in the back of the head and shoulder. He died instantly. Stunned, Gustavo ran out of the room. Unable to find Ana or his wife, he ran into the lobby, blood-stained and still holding the revolver. Ana had actually become separated from Giovana and taken into another room. Distanced from each other, the three had no idea that the tragic experience was far from over. In a state of shock, Ana called her husband and told him what had just happened. It did not take long for the entire press to hear about the attack, and the military police arrived at the hotel. While Ana was receiving support, Giovana ran down the hotel corridor. Her body was gradually weakening and she tripped and fell. Julio saw her fall and went to help, but as he approached, he realized that she was hemorrhaging. Giovana had been shot. Julio lifted Giovana onto his shoulder. He took the elevator to the ground floor and ran with her towards the street, shouting for an ambulance, but they seemed to be running out of time. Julio laid her on the ground and desperately hailed a taxi. When he finally found one, they rushed to the hospital. Upon arrival, she was quickly treated by doctors, but the news was not encouraging. The bullet had gone through her arm and pierced several organs before travelling into her leg. Giovana would need emergency surgery. She underwent 2 surgeries in total before being transferred by helicopter to the Syrio-Libanese hospital in Sao Paulo to receive further treatment. She was hospitalized for 10 days, and fortunately she survived. She later needed physiotherapy to regain movement in her leg. The bullet is still lodged in her body to this day. Days after the incident, the Public Ministry of Minas Gerais filed a lawsuit against Gustavo, accusing him of intentional homicide due to excessive self-defense, given that Rodrigo had been shot not just once, but 3 times. The suit ran for 2 years in secret, but in the end, Gustavo was acquitted of the charges before a trial. During the investigation, the police concluded that Rodrigo had developed an obsession with Ana Hickman. Among his belongings, they found a pen drive with more than 10,000 photos of the presenter and some plans on paper of how he intended to approach her. Ana Hickman stated in an interview that she was filing 3 lawsuits against the Caesar Business Hotel, questioning security failures and the fact that hotel employees were slow to provide assistance to her family. All open cases are still under judicial secrecy.